What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Bengals Stripes Show, presented to you by the Love of Ball Network and brought to you by Braden and Gavin. Today is August 26th and officially marks the end of training camp, right?
Yeah, training camp is over, and now we're preparing for week 1 against the Patriots.
Yep, and we've got 2 weeks for it, and we are all super excited. We went to a preseason game. In this episode, we're going to talk about our preseason reactions and our final 53-man roster prediction, and I think it'll be a good time. I'm excited to hear what he's got, and obviously, I know what I have, and I think it'll. I think we'll figure it out. What are some of your takeaways this preseason, just overall?
In the total preseason or the game against the Colts?
Let's just go total preseason.
All right, total preseason. For the Bengals, I would say Muma Jongmeta is a stud.
Moom.
Needs to.
That's what I'm calling him, Moom.
Yeah, Moom. He needs to come into his own as a coverage linebacker, but tackling-wise, he looks good. Jermaine Burton looks like a beast. He just needs to get his nose in the playbook, I guess, or whatever that sleeping comment was. And then I guess my final takeaway would be like Logan Woodside's ass.
Yeah, well, he's about to be jobless probably. Or pretty close to jobless being a third-string quarterback. Now, I would probably similar. I'm a little disappointed at our second and third-string defenses. Granted, they were playing against a lot of starters, but, I mean, we would start off pretty hot, and then once we put our guys, which I thought we had very good depth, I was a little disappointed. Now, I wasn't expecting a ton, but one of my favorite players on our team, Alan George, was cut. Which sucks. He's gonna get picked up though. He's gonna go somewhere and he's gonna thrive. He might go to the Patriots and might even start. Never even know. But yeah. Overall, I was a little disappointed in the way our defenses look, but our offense looks phenomenal. Jermaine Burton looks phenomenal. Eric All looks phenomenal. Chris Jenkins, he was disruptive at times, not as consistent as I'd like him to be. Josh Newton, flip a coin. He's Jalen Ramsey or he's Eli Apple. And I think overall it was a good preseason. Helped us determine who is where and all those battles that we had going into it. I think there's really only one position battle left.
Yeah. I think you're referring to the Dax Hill and DJ Turner
Punter battle.
See, I honestly don't think that's even a battle anymore. I think that honestly, if Brad Robbins can get healthy before week 1, it's his job. I think that's it. I think it's just his job. I think Ryan Rico had the opportunity, had 2 games to show that he's worthwhile in this league, and he didn't. He just didn't.
Yeah, I mean, his punts were not very long. He had one good punt in the Colts game, which we were there for. Shout out Tyson. That's for you to point about. Came over, signed that for us. Obviously Tyson's our boy.
Hey, don't got to worry about 2-6 on game day, baby.
Go watch that interview on our YouTube. Go listen to it on Spotify. If you're on Spotify, go look in the description. Look for a link tree, and that is where you'll find everything you'll need. If you're in Spotify, look in the description. Look for a link tree. That's where you'll find everything you need. Rate us 5 stars, subscribe, like, tell a friend to tell a friend. Sorry, I forgot to get that out in the beginning. But, yeah, that pretty much everywhere you need will be in that description for you. Man, yeah, I'm just disappointed. This preseason, I mean, Joe Burrow looks good. I was worried about that wrist coming in. Obviously, a super unique injury. Looks fine. Looks as deadly as ever, hitting people in stride, hitting T. Higgins exactly where he normally hits T. Higgins, which is the thing I was expecting to change. I was expecting him to start kind of reverting to hitting T. Higgins in stride, using the IQ part of a pass where you see a target going like this, and you can hit him right here as he meets him. But he's hit T. Higgins exactly where T. Higgins wants, which is up here. He still has that accuracy. He still has a bunch of zip on the ball. We saw a couple drops when Joe Burrow was throwing the ball in that first preseason game, which is always good. That's what you like to see. Logan Woodside looks terrible, which, I mean, he's a third-string quarterback. He's going to have the best – he has the best job in the world. He has 0 expectations coming in, and he gets to watch football games, the best seat in the house, and gets paid millions of dollars to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Logan Woodside has the life right now. He doesn't have to. He really doesn't even have to game plan because honestly, if it gets down to him, he's not expected of anything anyway.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's kind of sad they put Rocky Lombardi in the game just to kneel. All they
That
did
was
was put him in the kneel.
disrespectful. That was disrespectful. Shout out to Rocky for handling as good as he did.
Yeah, hopefully go on to your next team and be a GOAT. If whether that's in the NFL or not, I'm not sure. Now, in terms of the battles that we were questioning throughout the season, the corner battle, Dax Hill versus DJ Turner. Dax Hill, to me, and I think also to Braden, has won that. Dax Hill looks to be the solidified corner too. Just has significantly outplayed DJ Turner in the preseason.
Yeah, he looks a little bit more available to. So what a lot of people forget about Dax Hill is that he's a 4.3 guy. So I mean, it's not like he's insanely slow. He's just not a 4.26. I think is what DJ Turner ran. He's just not a 4.26 guy, which is completely okay. And however the dice fall, it's okay because you know what? He's still going to be able to keep up with your top wide receivers because you know why? He's physical. He's physical. He's going to put his hands on somebody. Something that DJ Turner still struggles with.
Yeah, that's definitely very true. And I think that type of corner is very important. A physical corner that isn't afraid, because a lot of the dominant wide receivers you think of, other than Tyreek Hill, because he's just so special. You think of Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, A.J. Brown. You think of these guys that'll go over top and get a ball on top of you. These physical wide receivers seem to be at the top of their game. So having a good physical corner to kind of match all those guys is important. Now, I kind of want to preview Week 1 a little bit after we do this 53-man roster, because I'm excited. I honestly, to be completely honest, I can see a world where we go into Week 1 and we're still testing out 2 punters. Because because honestly, this game is just going to be a throwaway. I don't want to jinx it here, but they have nobody. Our third string could probably beat their first string.
I don't know because Christian Gonzalez is pretty good, but you also have to think it's a brand new offensive coordinator. So don't you think that we're probably gonna put our guys out there to?
Oh, Joe Burrow's gonna play the whole game. Our starters are gonna play the whole game. I know that for a fact. But what I'm saying is, this is a good game to test out things. This is a good game to see how you like DJ Turner in the slot sometimes. This is a good game to see how Joe Burrow reacts to reading posts, corner routes. This is a good game to see, test out those plays that you normally wouldn't. And it's amazing. It's our first game because we get to test what we like. We can still hide a couple plays. Our first challenge won't come till Week 2, and that's really where I see our season starting. Which sounds terrible and so cocky that I'm saying this, but it's true. The Patriots are the Patriots going to win a game this year?
I don't know. I think it might be a tank year, honestly, just to get some weapons. And people are going to look at this and be like, blah, 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 blah. The people used to say this about the Bengals. People used to say this about the Bengals. But one thing that you didn't mention Week 1 that we're really going to try out, and it's going to happen. We're going to put Lance Robinson Jr. and he's going to get 7 interceptions.
Yep. 3 of them being a pick 6.
Yeah.
So Lance, we wish you the best of luck. Dealing with an injury right now, our boy. Man, we just want to see you on the field. We just want to see 3-9 on that field. Which we will. We're confident in you. Moving on to, let's just talk about the Colts game specifically. Anthony Richardson looks horrible. I mean, he was missing some balls pretty bad. His escapability was decent, but he was getting caught up pretty quickly. And I just really wasn't impressed with him as a fantasy stockholder here. I did trade him, actually. I traded him like 2 nights ago after that game. So he just doesn't look good. And his offensive line is a little worse than last year. They're a good offensive line, but they're a little worse. Jonathan Taylor's coming off an injury. Michael Pittman Jr. is good. A.D. Mitchell looks pretty good. But in terms of the Colts, I think the Colts could be a sneaky team to really just suck.
Yeah, if Anthony Richardson can't figure out how to throw a ball 5 yards without throwing it as hard as he can. Like, he's like a Joe Milton type guy. That guy can throw the rock. But good Lord, if you put him in any kind of way to throw it 5 yards, a dump pass. I mean, there was a wide open touchdown that he had to, I don't even remember who. And he just lit this guy up. He just lit him up, and it went right through his hands. It was an easy touchdown.
Yeah, getting that soft touch along with power as a quarterback is one of the hardest things you can do, but it's what you need to be a top quarterback in this league and to ultimately be a starter. On the Bengals side, Moom, the undrafted linebacker, very good game, very good preseason. He went from probably not even making the practice squad to probably making the 53 man.
Yeah, which we'll get into later in this episode. But wow, what a way! So, did you know that his dad and his mom are both have doctorates?
I did not know that.
And his dad has like a crazy amount. Like I feel like he said like 6 master's degrees or something like that. Something crazy like that. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. He told Dan Horde that, and I'm thinking this guy's an academic. This guy's crazy. But yeah, I just love little stories about that. Guys who are undrafted, and it's hard to hit on an undrafted guy, but when you do, it feels so good.
Yeah, and I think he's definitely a hit. Could be that long-term Jermaine Pratt replacement. Once Jermaine Pratt calls it quits, he just needs to get that coverage up a little bit. Do you have anything else of that Colts-Bengals game?
Yeah, Travion did well, ish, once the first team got out of there. But you also have to understand that we had second string
offensive
linemen against all-pro defensive tackles. So you have to give it a little leniency with that, but Travion did have a good game, just needs to step it up. I mean, obviously you can't step it up with, you know what I mean? There's a lot of things that went into him breaking it off at the end. However, I really do love the ability that we had to mix up the plays. It almost felt like we kept Indianapolis on our toes. We just couldn't fix our drive.
Yeah. And partially that was Logan Woodside. Not very good at going through reads, going through progressions. Just looks scrambly out there, which, I mean, he was getting pressure almost every play. But, you know, what I saw of our starters that first game really excited me. Jamar Chase is practicing. We didn't even get to talk about that. CeeDee Lamb got paid today, too.
Yeah, CeeDee Lamb got his deal. Jamar Chase is back on the practice field. Life is good.
Yeah, I think we're closer to getting that deal done. It's probably going to be, what, 136, 137 a year?
Yeah, I'd say 36 or 37.
136, 137 for 4 years, probably $110 million signing bonus.
Yeah, I'd say that.
So, well, not signing bonus, guaranteed, probably like a 60, 70, $80 million signing bonus. But, yeah, he's going to get paid, and it's going to be by us, hopefully. There was a time and point where we were considering, is T. Higgins our wide receiver one? We're going to have to let Jamar walk. But that's not going to be the case. That's not going to be the case. But let's get into this 53 man. I really, there's really not much to talk about the preseason. We can blow up every little play, but at the end of the day, nothing matters in the preseason. So
preseason is very well them just trying out plays. It's never going to be plays that they're actually going to run week one. No, it might be, but I highly doubt that, to be honest. I just highly doubt it. But yeah, like we said, shout out Tyson Anderson. Don't got to worry about 2-6 on game day. We really appreciate him coming over. But yeah, let's get into this 53-man roster.
Yeah, let's start out with the quarterbacks. So, you know, surprisingly, I had Joe Burrow making the team. Now I know this may come. I know it may come as a shock. But Joe Burrow will be the starting QB, being backed up by Jake Browning. And did we have a third string quarterback?
No, he's gonna be on the practice squad.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna have 2 active guys, and we'll sign someone if something happens. But
you know, Facebook, Twitter, they're saying, or Facebook, Instagram. Fuck, what am I saying? Bengals Facebook says that we should cut Joe Burrow and not sign Jamar Chase and have Jake Browning and T. Higgins run this team for the next 10 years. That's what Bengals Facebook is saying, and I'm gonna ride or die with my freaking Johns and Jimmys.
Yeah, no, T. Higgins is the future. Jake Browning is him. That's Jesus, that is crazy. But no surprises here. Joe Burrow and Jake Browning, obviously the best QB1, QB2. Honestly, is this the best QB1, QB2 in the league? That's up for debate. I think it's a yes. I think
it's a yes. I think it depends. I think Russell Wilson and Justin Fields is pretty good. But
well, here's the thing. Both of them combined don't equal Joe Burrow, so that's the value that's already missing.
That's true.
So
Carson Wentz is pretty good with Patrick Mahomes, but Burrowhead.
Yeah.
So let's get into this 53-man. So surprisingly, I did have Jamar Chase making this team.
Yeah.
I tossed this one up for very long.
Just a long time.
It probably took me a good 30 minutes to decide if he was going to make the team or not. You know, him asking to be properly to be properly paid is just it's just unacceptable. It's just unacceptable.
And honestly, as a Bengals fan, I side with the ownership here that paying players is completely unnecessary. I've honestly, in my entire life of being a Bengals fan, I've always sided with Mr. Brown up there, saying that we can afford to let good players walk because we can find someone else. All right, if we don't want to pay them, we don't have to pay them, and that's why we've been to 3 Super Bowls. All right,
yeah, because in another world. Jake Browning is going to be the future of this franchise.
Yeah.
But you know what? Because Mike Brown didn't do anything right. He paid Joe Burrow. No, guys. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase are the future of this franchise for at least the next 6 years.
Yeah. So so you had Jamar. So we're gonna go with the obvious ones. We had Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Trenton Irwin, Jermaine Burton, Andre Yoshavas. And then rounding out that, we had Charlie Jones being that 6th wide receiver. Very dynamic punting and returning. I don't think there should be any surprises there. Can you even make a case for another wide receiver?
I mean, you can.
You can make a case for Shed Jackson.
Yeah. So here's what it's going to come down to. Shed Jackson just has the upside just because Kwame Lassiter got cut, and then Kendrick Pryor is dealing with that finger issue. Or thumb issue, I think is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can make a good case for Shed Jackson. However, what value would he really add?
Because he can't be on special teams. He's too big. He's too slow, being that 6'5". And he's not a special teamer, so he'd really have to play wide receiver. So unless we really want to designate Charlie Jones as a full-time special teamer, I don't see Shed making the team.
Yeah, see, that was my thought, too. I just thought there's no room for him. It's unfortunate because he's a really good football player.
He is.
But what I'm thinking about is what value would he actually add to this offense? Because I just don't see it.
We also have so many outside receivers, which is what he is. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Jermaine Burton, Andre Yoshavas. I'm going to count Andre Yoshavas, even though he's pretty much a hybrid. He's big, so I'm going to count him as an outside. All of these are outside receivers, and that leaves 2 route runners, which we have, which are which are like the Trenton Irwin and the Charlie Jones. So having all these outside receivers, even though we're going to run like a vertical scheme offense, we need diversity. And as much as I love Shed Jackson, he's just a less version of T. Higgins in terms of just looking at it on paper. Who would you rather play, Shed Jackson or Andre Yoshavas?
Yoshavas, obviously.
Yeah, it's just an unfortunate situation. I think he would absolutely shine on another team to where our wide receivers aren't so clogged. It's just a shame we have the deepest wide receiver room in the entire NFL.
We draft wide receivers exceptionally well, and knock on wood here, but I mean we do. We went from Ocho to AJ to Jamar Chase. That's a elite run right there. The only person that you could say that we really missed on was Mr. John Ross.
Yeah, hold on. Let me right back there. John Ross jersey.
R.I.P. John Ross, man, for real. I mean, he's not dead. He just sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, that's unfortunate. But no, we do have it, and it also doesn't help that all of our wide receivers look good with Joe Burrow. It's just tough. I really want Shed to make the team. I could see him making the team in. I could see him make it. I think he's going to make a practice squad. At the very least, I think he's a no doubter practice squad guy.
Sure.
And then if a tight end goes down, if a wide receiver goes down, even if a running back goes down, I could see him coming in because Andre Oshavas was getting reps at fullback during the preseason, which I thought was so interesting. Did you ever
Yeah.
find those clips?
I did not, to be honest with you. But speaking of backs, let's talk about running backs. Zach Moss gonna make the team, paying
Yep.
him $4 million a year. Chase Brown gonna make the team. Travion Williams, let's talk about that. I could see a world, unfortunately, where Travion Williams isn't on the team. And I know it sucks to say because he's a fan favorite. He's one of our favorites. We love Travion. Travion's great. But Samaje Perine is on the outside looking in Denver. He's going to get cut probably tomorrow. We're probably going to bring somebody else in. There's a chance that we carry 4 running backs and leave out a guy like Trey Hill on the offensive line. And then there's or Zach Carter on defense. And then there's a way we know that we love how Travion plays on third downs, and we don't have to have an issue with it.
Mm-hmm. And Travion's a valuable return guy, but with Charlie Jones being there, it kind of sucks because that pushes him back and it makes him expendable. And I think he's going to make it. I don't think there's not really a doubt in my mind that he makes it. I had him above Chris Evans in the depth chart anyway. And so Chris Evans, right? That is not Chris Hemsworth, not Chris Rock, Chris Evans.
It's Kid Rock.
But no, I had him above him, so I think he's going to be there solely based off of his third down production along with his return ability. Third downs, I think we're going to see. It's tough because Zach Moss is such a good pass blocker, but Chase Brown is such a good pass catcher. So I could see us running a lot of dual running backs, Zach Moss and Chase Brown back there. Maybe throw in
a little 21 personnel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I could see that on third down, and I think it would really make defenses think if we run a tight bunch 21 package, T. Higgins here, Jamar Chase here, both with like an option to go vertical or a post or cut in, just just branch out and have the 2 running backs there. I think that'd be a really good scheme, a really good type of play we could run there. But I have Travion making the team.
Good. I want him on the team. I love him in Cincinnati. I have the perfect route from the 5-yard line for everybody. So this is basically what we're going to do. And it's just the play is going to be called get to the end zone. Yeah. And this is the play right here. So that's the Bengals in the end zone. Bang. We're just going to run straight. Everybody's just going to run up. And we're just going to hit somebody.
Yeah.
That's the signature play right there.
Yep.
Enough joking around, though. Let's talk about tight ends.
Tight ends. I'm a tight end master here. So, tight ends in order. I have it going Mike Gesicki, Tanner Hudson, Drew Sample, Eric All. We end up hoping Tanner McLaughlin can hide on practice squads. I don't think that'll happen. Do you know who I think is a sneaky candidate to pick him up?
Who?
Minnesota. TJ Hawkinson's going to be limited to out for at least half the year, and that's the exact kind of tight end that TJ Hawkinson is.
I could see that too, to be honest with you.
So, which kind of sucks. I want him here in Cincinnati, but I think we drafted him and Eric All as kind of both flyers. See which one we like best, and they can learn the blocking from Drew and learn Drew's the blocker, right?
Yeah, Drew's the blocker.
Yeah. Learn the blocking from Drew, the pass catching from Mike and Tanner, and just create a little George Kittle back there.
Yeah, I would love that. Eric Hall is going to be great in this league if he can just get it together. Not get it together.
Sponge.
Yeah.
If he could just be a sponge and just learn from everybody.
And it's not even like he's like a issue. It's just like he's just young. We just want him to excel. He just needs to learn from. So you could say Mike Gesicki and Drew Sample are like, oh, those guys are bums, but they're not. They're guys with extreme knowledge of the game who have 2 vast different knowledges.
Yeah.
So if you put this together in one guy who can do both things, it's just gonna.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Mary Mims learning from both Trent Brown and Orlando Brown Jr. 2 similar but very different tackles. And if he could get things from both of them, that'd be fantastic. Now, moving on to let's kind of breeze through the offensive line because, to be honest, after the first string and Amarius Mims, it doesn't matter much because we're hoping these guys won't play. And quite honestly, once you get to backup and third string guards and centers, the average fan's not going to know who's who.
Right.
Which we don't cater towards the average fan. We cater towards super fans. But I'm just being blunt here. Let's start with tackles. Orlando Brown Jr., Amarius Mims, Trent Brown. No particular order. Whoever's healthy on game day will start.
Yeah. That sounds about right. I mean, we don't really need any other tackles except for that. You can plug and play Amarius anywhere. You can plug and play Trent Brown anywhere. And in a pinch, you still have Cody Ford to play a tackle. Hopefully it never gets to that during the regular season, but he's there.
Yeah, so moving on to guards, we have Alex Kappa, Cordell Volson, Cody Ford, Trey Hill. With Matt Lee being the greatest player of all time, he has bumped up to center 1.5. I mean, he's I would say he's center 2, but with how things are going, he might be center 1.5.
Hold on, where do I have it? There, yeah, that's my picture of a goat, and that's Matt Lee.
Yeah. So I am on record on multiple podcasts. We started this one. I said Matt Lee is amazing, and then on the For the Lob podcast in the description, we did a draft analysis grading every team's first round picks. Obviously, Matt Lee was not a first round pick, but he was so good back in April. I decided to talk about him. So I have been on the Matt Lee train since the start. Okay, I've been here. This is my guy. I love Matt Lee. He is phenomenal. He is insane. I just love him. All right. I know someone. You know, he had to take a public plane to Cincinnati. Someone I know was on the same plane from Miami to Cincy, and he's literally just carrying his Bengals helmet on the plane.
That's crazy. Was it those guys that we met at the stadium that told you
that? Which stadium? When was that?
The Paycor. When we were at Paycor Stadium and we were...
It might have been. I could not remember who, bro, for the longest time because I've told people that. I'm like, I don't remember where I heard that from. But yeah, no, that's just crazy.
Yeah, I think it's those people from California. Shout out those guys if you're watching. That guy was mean to us and wouldn't let us sit there and watch the players. That was mean. Didn't like that. Yeah. I'm just kidding. He did his job, right? We were just nobody was there to get an autograph. We just really just wanted to watch the players.
We just wanted to, just see him, talk to him. But yeah, moving into centers, Ted Karras, then Matt Lee. Rounding out this offensive line, I think it's really been solidified since day one who's making the team and who's not. And I think no shocks here. Nate Gilliam's not making it. That might come to a shock for some people because Matt Lee turned out to be the next coming of Creed Humphrey, Jason Kelsey, like a combination. Imagine Jason Kelsey had a baby with Creed Humphrey, and it had the mentality of Tom Brady, and then that's Matt Lee.
I don't even know if that even is Matt Lee. You know what I mean?
That's like half of Matt Lee.
That's like half of Matt Lee. Matt Lee is the GOAT, by the way, guys. If you can't tell, we are Matt Lee stans. We love Matt Lee. We will die on the Matt Lee hill. If I ever saw Matt Lee in public, I'd probably give him a hug.
You know, when he walked out, first OTA ever for him in Cincy, you know what I said? I said, Matt Lee, greatest 7th-round pick of all time. And I stand by that. Moving on. Oh,
we're gonna make a whole. So we're both in college. We're just gonna make Matt Lee Club. We're just gonna make a club.
Yep.
And every university across the United States, just Matt Lee Club.
Yeah, let's get it trending. Everyone loves Matt Lee.
Just hashtag Matt Lee on Twitter right now.
Hashtag Matt Lee. So moving into the defense, you want to get us started with some defensive ends?
Yeah, so we're kind of in a pinch right now. Freaking Miles Murphy is hurt. We'll probably be back in week 2, week 3 area. Cedric Johnson, another one of our guys, is...
Answer my text.
Yeah, Cedric Johnson.
We've been trying to get him on the show, y'all. He's just, busy man. Busy man.
Busy man trying to make that team. Cedric Johnson is there. Sam Hubbard is there. Joseph Osai. And I know this one might seem like another shock to everybody. Trey Hendrickson. Maybe he'll retire midseason. We'll see.
It's always tough. But what ultimately, in my mind, had him make the team was that he did get 17.5 sacks. Like that was the deciding factor of him over someone like Sam Hubbard. But ultimately, I think he will prove that he deserves to be here as time goes on. So I'm talking like I'm the NFL top 100, rating him as the 77th best player. But no, I like our defensive end room. It's getting pretty thin. But what people don't realize is that we're gonna see Moom, Muma
Jongmeta.
Muma Jongmeta. We're going to see him as being a pseudo left-right end, a rushing linebacker, an outside linebacker that's going to get in there. Because, GP, Jermaine Pratt, and Logan Wilson are coverage guys. So Moom is going to be kind of like that other D end, along with Jordan Battle, who's going to be a blitzing safety / linebacker. And I think we're going to have a lot of surprises and a lot of versatility in terms of generating pressure. Moving to the D tackle room, B.J. Hill, Sheldon Rankins, Chris Jenkins, McKinley Jackson, and Zach Carter. Now, this is interesting. McKinley Jackson is already dealing with health issues. That was the reason why he fell so far in the draft. And then, go ahead.
Yeah, no. I was just gonna agree. Gosh, we're just at such a pinch on that defensive line room. It sucks because we drafted McKinley Jackson. He got hurt. Cam Sample was supposed to have a big year this year, and he got hurt. And Trey Hendrickson and Sam Hubbard battle with stuff.
Chris Jenkins looks inconsistent. As much as he's a fantastic person, but he generate pressure sometimes and he gets completely swallowed sometimes. Pause. And I just want to see more. It's the preseason. Just learning. But I think Zach Carter rounds it out solely because of the injury stuff. But I think once something happens, Zach Carter might get swapped with someone like Shed Jackson, someone like an additional receiver or an additional tight end or an additional something.
Let's put it like this. Zach Carter will not be on the team come week 17. The 53 team. He'll be on the practice squad, hopefully. Because we do like Zach Carter. Yeah. Great guy, great person. Just unfortunately, the NFL hasn't fallen the way he has hoped.
Yeah, I feel bad. I feel like we have to be careful when we're giving constructive criticism here because of all the guys we're trying to have on the show.
Yeah, Zach Carter, if you are listening to this, you're a fantastic guy. I have your playlist on Apple Music. Great guy. Unfortunately, the NFL isn't going the way you expected or the way that I expected. We're still huge fans of you. And I don't know what else to tell you. Listen to Coach Marion Hobby. I've never played football in my life, so.
Yeah, you're infinitely times better than us. Going into the linebacker room, Logan Wilson, Jermaine Pratt, Akeem Davis-Gaither, and Moom. The only surprise here is Moom, but after his fantastic preseason, came from undrafted to making the 53-man, which is impressive. But our linebacker room has always been kind of thin. We don't run a lot of plays with a lot of linebackers in there. We run a base 4-3. Which has, and a lot of times that third linebacker will be a safety. I'll see it as Jordan Battle, Von Bell, when we did run that. So having a thin linebacker room comes to no shock, but Moon making the team, being that blitzing guy, I think will prove to be, pretty nice.
Yes. I am so excited. I don't know how to put the words together, but this team just feels... So I'm sitting here looking at the 53-man roster, and I'm getting chills up my spine because I'm sitting here thinking, when this team gets fully healthy, this is going to be a really dangerous team.
Mm-hmm.
In this defensive tackle room, if everyone stays healthy and does what they're supposed to do, oh my God, we're going to be good. It's not going to be like last year when DJ Reader and BJ Hill were out, and... who would come in? Zach Carter and Jay Tufele would come in, and we ran all over. This team's going to be exponentially better.
Yeah, and this is completely unrelated, but I picked up Dalvin Cook in fantasy like 5 minutes ago because I saw he's flying out to the Cowboys.
Wow, that's a crazy thing to say. I'm not going to lie.
But just wanted to, put that out there. I am a believer in Dalvin Cook.
Oh, breaking news, by the way, guys. Just popped up on my phone. Guess what? Ding, 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 ding. Jermaine Pratt signed for one person at the Colts game. Probably the first time he's ever signed in his life.
Yeah, he signed. He signed something. So it's possible. All you collectors out there, it is possible. He will sign eventually.
Jermaine Pratt, if you are watching this, I have a helmet right here, and I have damn near everybody's signature, including Joe Burrow, lacking Jamar Chase, but I do have a Jamar Chase signed picture on top of it. Please just come sign it. You and Logan Wilson both. I just need both of you guys to just come give me a little siggy, please.
Yeah. Yep. And then let's kind of speed through the rest because we got to let the people go. So moving into the corner room, that's all you. Lead us off.
Cam Taylor-Britt, easy. Dax Hill, easy. DJ Turner, easy. Mike Hilton, easy. Josh Newton, easy. Right? All those guys drafted, put a lot of time into them, or they're playmakers. Oh my gosh. What was that?
That's on me. That's on me. That's my mic.
Oh my gosh. Jalen Davis. For us, it was between Jalen Davis and Lance, right? Lance had an okay preseason, had some positives, made a lot of tackles, gave up a few touchdowns, and had a pass interference call. Rough going for him. But Jalen Davis prevails once again. I don't know how. He prevails every single year. It just seems like this guy comes in as a question mark and then has a great camp. Especially because they like him on special teams. Jalen Davis is one of my favorites.
Yeah, and then rounding it off at the safeties, Von Bell, Geno Stone, Jordan Battle, Tyson Anderson, and DeJohn Anthony. Yeah, not much to say here. DeJohn Anthony has had a phenomenal year, or a phenomenal training camp preseason. Honestly, there's a lot of people that have him over Tyson, but Tyson is top 3 best special teamers in the league. And there's no way he doesn't make our roster, and solely based off that fact. Obviously, other things, but yeah. And I think DeJohn will be more of a safety, and Tyson will be more of a special teamer.
Yeah, I agree as well. DeJohn Anthony will never take Tyson in their spot because Tyson Anderson adds value to a now needed spot in the special teams unit where it is solely relying that you're going to have to give up some talent. Not that Tyson's not talented. He's probably you put him on a weaker safety team, he might start. He's got the talent there for sure. He just really, with the Bengals, he's never really got the opportunity to go out there and make a lot of plays. DeJohn Anthony, though, he hasn't done much in the preseason, but he's had a great camp and practices. So we're gonna have to see him do some stuff in the thing.
He didn't play in the preseason. He played with the second string, the starters and the second strings.
He didn't play that many snaps,
which apparently they must have been super impressed. Now, DeJohn, super nice guy. Talked to him after one of his first training camps. Come on the show, man. Come on the show. Always welcome.
Another guy that we went on the show is Evan McPherson. Money Mac got his deal done.
Yep. Second in the NFL for paid kickers. Second or third?
Yeah. Not fifth. Ties for fifth.
Fifth. Ooh, what a steal. What a steal.
What a guy.
And then punter, we have Ray Cow because Brad Robbins is hurt, but once Brad Robbins comes back, it might just be his job.
Yeah.
But as of right now, it's Ray Cow. And then Cal Adontimus.
Yeah, Adontimus.
The goated long snapper.
Yeah.
Long hair. 48.
Luscious long hair.
Yep.
Gave me his towel one time. Kind of sounds weird. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. We really appreciate you guys staying with us this long for almost 40 minutes into the episode. We really, really do love that. If you guys have stayed all the way through, please give us 5 stars. Tell us how much you love the show. Recommend it to all your friends. If you're friends with a Bengals player, please send them our contact information.
Just DM us. And then lastly, rate us 5 stars. You have no idea how much it helps us, how good it looks to companies. We're in the middle of talking to a company right now in terms of getting a sponsorship, potentially. And, the more you guys show love, the more you guys will get good deals with these companies.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's pretty much all we have. We will probably, our next episode, man, it's tough. I want to say it'll be after the 53-man is finalized.
Which is tomorrow at 4 p.m.
So it might be a little after that. Today's Monday. It'll be uploaded Monday. So expect an episode
Wednesday.
Maybe Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
And then week 1 preview. I think
Week 1 preview.
think we'll get into that.
Yeah, because what? We have this weekend, and then next weekend is game day. Wear orange. If you're not going to wear orange, don't go to the game. Sell your ticket to somebody else who's going to wear orange.
Yep. Make the orange out the best tradition in football, baby. All right. We'll see you all next time.
See you
Have a
next
good
time.
one.
Have a good one.